Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. For today's review, we're going to take a look at the Marvel Select Destroyer armor. And here's the packaging for Marvel Select Destroyer. Very typical Marvel Select clamshell style packaging. You can see the figure sitting inside there. And on the back there is a picture of Destroyer with the Odin head. And on this side you've got a nice artwork of the Destroyer. The Destroyer armor comes with two accessories. The first one being the Odin sword. Now the Odin sword is very nicely detailed. It's got some really ornate sculpting detail on the guard of the sword. The blade, however, is a little bit warped. As you can see, it's not straight. So that's a bit of a shame, and you can see the marks where it's been tied down by the twisty ties. And unfortunately, that can't be fixed. And he also comes with Odin's head. So it's very nicely sculpted. Very nice wash for the hair. You can see all the individual strands of the hair, which is really nice. The face is also really nicely sculpted, and there's some really nice paint detail in there. You can see the eye painted there as well. So he's got a very stern kind of expression on him, which suits the character very well. And here's a closer look at the figure. The whole thing is finished in silver with a glossy top coat applied to it, so it gives it a very lovely sheen. And there's some really nice sculpted detail there on the figure. You've got spikes running down his arm, spikes on the shoulder pads, spikes on either side of the body, and all of these lines here on the armor, they're actually recessed into the sculpt, so that's quite nice as well. So despite it being a very simple looking design, there's actually a lot going on. I have noticed on my particular figure there are a few blemishes. So on the chest area there's a little bit of a blemish there. Not sure if you can see that on screen, but the silver's kind of been chipped. Some paint chipping on the leg area, and most noticeably on the butt area there's two massive blemishes. So if you do have a chance to pick out your figure in store, be mindful of these potential QC issues. For articulation, you can rotate his head all the way around, and he can look up that much and look down not much at all. So this is as far down as he'll look, so it's basically straightforward. And he does have a tiny little bit of head tilt from side to side, but not much. And these shoulder pads, they're actually attached to the top of the torso, so they don't move with the arm. And with the arm, the shoulders are on a ball and hinge, so you can lift up his arm that far, and they do go all the way around if you can get past the shoulder pads. So that's kind of good. And you've got a bicep swivel here, single jointed elbow, but it still gives him very close to 90-degree bend, which is quite good. And then he's got hinge and pin. Oh, some paint just came off. Anyway, he's got pin and hinge for the wrist, so he can rotate and also turn his hand in and out. Not sure where this paint's coming from, but it's chipping. And then moving down to his torso, he does have a diaphragm joint but no waist joint, so he can rotate his upper body this much, and not much tilting from side to side, and a little bit of crunch, not really that much backwards. So pretty limited with his diaphragm joint. Coming down to the legs, he can lift his leg up that high, but he cannot lift his leg backwards at all because it interferes with the buttocks here. And he can do this much of a split, and unfortunately there's no thigh rotation, so his legs are stuck in this position, so you can't rotate them at all. He has a single jointed knee. It is ratcheted, but it only gives him less than 90-degree bend. And he has ankle tilt that far down, that far up, and unfortunately not much in terms of ankle rocker. To the top of his head, he comes in at about 24 centimeters. First up, here he is with Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Odin. Here he is with Marvel Legends Thor. Here he is with SH Figuarts Thor. Here he is with Marvel Select Hulkbuster. And finally, here he is with Marvel Legends Shield Agent. With this action figure, I think you get great value for money. He is a heavy chunk of plastic like all Marvel Select figures, and to get him for 24 USD or roughly 45 Australian dollars for this much plastic is quite a good value. I mean, there are a few little paint chips here and there, but on the whole, it's a very nice looking figure. If you can find this guy in store, I'd say pick it up because he looks really good displayed next to Marvel Legends figures. Alright guys, that concludes my review of the Marvel Select Destroyer. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for another toy review.